smashed this place with big bombs. More than 2 million tonnes in the time of the Vietnam War, which is more than what was dropped by all of the Allies together during the whole of the Second World War. So Laos has a huge, large bomb problem, and they lose a lot of people every year. Since the war ended, in excess of 12,000 people have been killed or injured by bombs or other remnants of war. 30% of these items didn't explode and remain live today. But in many areas it's near impossible to farm. People blow themselves up whilst cultivating the land. This has kept people poor, and the new cash crop now, I suppose, is scrap metal. It's an industry or a way they can make money where there probably isn't any other occupation out in the rural areas. It's either hunt for metal to sell or hunt for your food in the jungle. Well, in a way, it's like everybody wants to harvest the bombs, us to destroy them and the scrap collectors to sell them. So I have to try and get to the bombs before the local people can. But because of the sheer amount of bombs, we just don't have enough trained people to get them out. It's a deadly race against time. So, mate, it was one of the kids from the school that were killed here?
Yep.
Sabai đi, tao sư vậy?
Sư Vilacot.
Vilacot và?
Rồi.
Sabai đi, và coi sư lại. Mi là lại bỏ như nị.
ลายนี่ก็มีการระเบิดขึ้นเลยก็ได้เสียหมู่เพื่อนที่หักแพงไปคนหนึ่ง
Sorry about that, mate.
คำแนะนำเพิ่นก็คือว่าบ่ต้องไปขุดเนาะสเก็ตเนาะแล้วก็บอกหมู่ครูหันว่าบ่ให้ขุดบ่ให้ลิ้นน้ำมันสเก็ตตัวใดที่ว่าเขาสงสัยนะ
แล้วก็ให้ช่วยเอาระเบิดออกนะให้แม่เพราะร้านนี้ความยันกลัวร้ายเพราะเคยเสียหมู่เพื่อนไปแล้ว
เห็นอยู่ไสได้
เห็นอยู่
ขอบใจเด้อ
ขอบใจหลาย
Thank you, mate. I'm pretty sure it's a 904 fuse, Lynn, but I couldn't get a good look at the very front of the fuse to see what state it's in. So, if you did try and move it, you might be putting just enough force on it to drive it back into the detonator and the whole thing will go bang.
Oh, right.
Can we ask who dug this, mate? Nobody's going to get in trouble.
Screw off.
What? What's he saying?
อันนั้นตัวที่ทั้งหัวเจ้าหันออกว่ะ
หันมันออกมันแน่นเลยมันออกหมดเลยนะ
Don't do that, mate. Don't do that. You'll get yourself killed. And look at all the kids around here and the houses.
บ่เจ้าบุคคลเสียประชาชนเราเด็กน้อยอยู่ออมแอมนี่นะ
If you do that, mate, you might be lucky. You might get away with it for 9 bombs. It's that last one that's the bitch. If you don't know what you're playing with and you try and move it, no, it's not real funny. You'll probably bloody get killed.
เจ้าคำนึงมานึงว่าชีวิตเจ้าเนาะ
The utter destruction of Laos is unbelievable. Whatever moved was bombed. There is no way that a plane could distinguish whether it was a truck, whether it was a man on a bicycle, whether it was a man out plowing his fields, or the currents in a river. There are bomb craters upon bomb craters upon bomb craters upon bomb craters.
It was the first war, really, where most of the fighting was conducted by bombardment. So the Lao people didn't really even see their enemy. All they saw was a plane travelling very fast, or bombs just impacting on the ground and going off. This place is the most heavily bombed country on the face of the planet. It's just far too dangerous to get in there now to try and work out what type of fuse and what state that fuse is in.
Right.
That big bomb course will be finished pretty soon.
Yep.
And then the province will have its own big bomb team to go around and get rid of things just like this. So this one is going to have to stay here until the big bomb team come back. We just need to try and make sure the head man speaks to the parents around here and tells them to keep control of their kids. It's hard to leave a bomb behind, especially near the school, but unfortunately to do a bomb like that we need a whole team, and there's a real shortage of big bomb teams in Laos at the moment. I'm an EOD technician, which is an explosive ordnance disposal technician. I've been in Laos now for 4 years working with MAG, an international aid organisation, and I've been asked to help teach a course at the National Training Centre. All the bombs that were dropped on Laos through the war are just a continuing problem. Now, 30, 40 years after the fact, we've got a new generation of young Laos who weren't even around during the war that have to be trained to deal with this stuff so that the generations in the future won't have to deal with it as they do. Basically, the Big Bomb Project is for us to train teams from each province that can go back and deal solely with large aircraft bombs. I was lucky enough to learn my skills as an engineer in the Australian Army, but these guys are pretty much thrown in the deep end. Some go from high school to junior positions in UXO Laos, which is the Laos government's bomb disposal department, and they are learning very quickly to become big bomb team leaders. Miss Chanavon was one of the successful students of the last course. Now she's Laos' only female senior EOD technician.
อุบัติเหตุนี้ยุทธปสรรคนี่ค่อนข้างหลายเราฟังเกี่ยวกับตัวนี้มันน่าสนใจถ้าว่าเฮาซอยเขาได้นะทุกลูกระเบิดแม่นเฮาจะคิดว่าเฮาจะมี3วิธีเฮ็ดกับมัน1เฮาจะทำลายแห่งที่ทำลายกับที่2เฮาจะเอาไป
มันไม่น่ะตัวมันเลย
3เฮาจะทำลายอยู่เส้นอามแต่ว่าถ้าเฮาพลาดเพียงแต่เสี้ยววินาทีก็สามารถเฮ็ดให้เฮาบาดเจ็บหรือว่าตายได้
The guys are inexperienced, and we're going to have to really watch them like a hawk to make sure that everything happens the way it's supposed to happen and nobody does get hurt. There is an absolutely huge variety of bomb fuses. For example, some have timers, which can jam on impact and just be waiting for a knock to start ticking again. Inside, we usually have a pin held back under spring tension, often by only 2 very small ball bearings. What that means, unfortunately, is that if you subject the bomb to any sort of movement or knock, there's a good chance that firing pin can strike the detonator and the whole thing will go bang. Hundreds of millions of dollars have been spent designing fuses and different types of bombs to drop, and they're extremely complex things. Every situation is different, and it's hard to get the students to understand that fact until they've actually seen it in the field. They want exact answers. There's a lot of grey area there. In the second phase of the course, we'll take the students down to a place called Toi, where they'll be tested on live bombs exactly where they were dropped over 30 years ago. And we've got Mike Rowley, who's come over from Vietnam to run this practical phase of the course. Around a fuse that's new, though, isn't it?
What's her opinion on the general standard?
เป็นได้เนาะนักเรียนเฮาโดยทั่วไปแล้วเป็นได้
แต่ละบุคคลเนาะเพราะว่าความผิดพลาดของเขาจะบ่คือกันผิดพลาดคือสุคนผู้กรผู้ที่ประเมินแล้วก็ลืมคุดคุ้มที่จะทำได้ระเบิด
They will be required to work independently, so in here and in here we've always got to remember, would we allow them loose on their own in the provinces?
Fellas, stop there. So these guys, mate, around here, please. Nobody's going to be in the danger area, and it's important to me to have a good interpreter like Lynn. A miscommunication in this line of work could be fatal. In bomb disposal, we try to keep things as calm as possible. Lynn's time as a monk helps him temper what I say sometimes when I'm a little bit frustrated. He's a bit of a calming influence, and I'd be absolutely lost without him. Lynn was a monk for 6 years, and Mike's interpreter, Ponsai, or Bob as we call him, was a monk for 13 years.
ที่เราเป็นพระบ่ให้มีการดื่มเหล้าหรือว่ามีสู้มีแฟนมีวันหนึ่งเราก็จะได้ซีกออกมาเป็นคฤหัสถ์ธรรมดาแล้วก็จะสามารถปฏิบัติได้ในอนาคตต่อไป
When they first came out of the monkhood, they really made up for lost time. And poor old Bob is still doing it.
แม่พงไอ้หนูเพชรเอาเบียร์put on, man. You want to stronger? You can put half of glass with loud to make this. And make a cocktail.
Oh, cocktail.
Make everything working well on the parts of your body.
Especially your imagination, yeah? There certainly will be some challenges when we go down to Ta'oi. We've got 69 bombs to get rid of in approximately 4 weeks. I suppose the worst case scenario is somebody gets killed. It's not an exact science. That's one of the risks that you take on board. That's the job that we do.
ปาการประเมินน่ะได้ผ่านผลไปเราหลังจากนั้นจะได้พอกันอยู่ตาโอยปรารถนาสิ่งใดก็ขอได้สิ่งนั้น
These guys will be out of their comfort zone very soon, mostly because the area is so remote. The fact that we've got minority populations and we've got people down there in Ta'oi that don't speak the normal Lao dialect, there's going to be quite a few challenges.
ยกตัวอย่างคืออยู่ตะโอยกับเจ้าที่เชื่อถือในเกี่ยวกับผีศาสนาผี some magic spirit
In Ta'oi?
in Ta'oi.
Yeah, I don't know if we need to worry too much about black magic.
I'm not worried, but the best thing when we get there, we have to go to see the chief of the village. Don't have to be arrogant. Just don't go to disturb or make something sad for the people in the village. We just stay in our camp after work.
I wouldn't worry about it too much, killer. Stick some garlic in your pocket, mate.
They said for a person who always clean their body is not a problem with the bathing soap.
I think so. The spirits are scared of soap.
Yeah. Bit good.